Hi everyone, it's me, Jordan Long here, or Jordan Mulan Long, and today I'm going to talk about, something that, well, how do I put this? I'm frightened of ownership. I'm not talking about ownership of my films or what, but I'm talking about ownership of other folks' films or songs or shows or whatever out there, because it's smooth to get yourself in a bind. And don't think that fair work is always going to shield you from someone, saying that your work doesn't meet fair work. It'd be like, Jordan, you said that you were taking stuff from my film or my show or song or film game or whatever, and you said it was fair work. Well, I'm here to tell you it's not fair work. And I'm here to say that you took my work without asking, that now you're going to be in a lawful bind. And if I choose not to put you in a lawful bind, I could at least tell YouTube you took my work without asking. They'll take it down, and then you'll get an ownership strike on your reckoning. And keep in mind, that's the worst. That's worse than getting a followership oversight strike on your reckoning. You're right. Fair work doesn't. You're right. I was dumb to think fair work would shield me. You know, you're right. I'll never take. All right, I'll never take never take your show, or your film, or your song, or your film game, or anything from you. All right, never gonna be like that. Yeah, because fair work is just something that folks like you make up for the forgiveness for taking folks' stuff without asking. See, I don't believe in fair work, and if I did believe in fair work won't work. Yeah, and there's a lot of folks out there who seem to believe that fair work will shield them and they'll never ever get in a lawful bind over ownership over the work. Even if they either made fun of it, scathed it, or, you know, gave their thoughts on it, or did a lot of things to shift the meaning of the work out. At the end of the day, either your work meets fair work or it doesn't meet fair work. And do you really want to go to a high diva for him or her to make their say? After looking at your work, Jordan, it has come down to my belief that your work does not meet fair work because you didn't do enough to it. Even though, yes, you did scathe it, make fun of it, you did give your thoughts on it, but you still didn't do enough to make the work meet fair work. You stole that film or that show or that song or that film game, and now you're going to be in a lawful bind to give back the guilt or the gald that they could not make from what you did to that work, or what owed to them for taking that work. Yeah, you're right. I don't want to do that. Forgive me. I don't have enough that kind of gald on me. My godmother Zena and Cameron do, but I don't, my lord. Yeah, because at the end of the day, some folks might think that some folks might think at the end of the day getting an ownership strike on their reckoning or their YouTube fairway, they just think they'll fight it off. They think that they'll show their workout and they'll fight it, and they'll get whoever put the ownership call on it to see it as fair work. Other times it doesn't end that way. Other times it actually goes to a lawful bind. And then some high diva out there, he or she has to look at your work, and then he or she will make their guess on it to say either you did enough for your work to be seen as fair work, or you didn't do enough for your work to be seen as fair work. Either way, it's a double-edged sword, and one should not go into fair work unless they weigh the ups and downs. If they're really going to stand up for their work, if it's ever been going to be called out for not being fair work or not. And if your answer is yes, then good luck to you. But if your answer is no, like me, then don't do it. That's why you don't see anything in my films besides me and all this stuff here, because I know at the end of the day that's not going to get me in a lawful bind. And even if I did have the tools and knew how they worked, I still wouldn't do it. Because fair work, even though it might be a true thing, at the end of the day, either you meet fair work or you don't. And that's why I'm frightened of ownership. Or I should just say frightened of fair work. So if you like that, then follow me here. Or watch my last film I made over here. Well, I'm Jordan Long, and I'll see you all later. Bye.